Hello, this is Poetry on West Tyne Light Network with me, Matthew Erskine. Today's poem is written by William Billy Bell, the Redesdale roadman, whom, in the early part of the 20th century, wrote many poems and ballads from his small cottage in Burness, a small village just 7 miles south of the Scottish border at Carter Bar, as well as walking and surveying the marvellous countryside around him, from where many of his verses were born. On occasion Billy did leave Redesdale to visit family and friends, or just go out for the day. One of those places must have been the Northumberland town of Alnwick, that sits on the south bank of the River Aln, and is carved through the middle by the Great North Road en route between Edinburgh and London. The town itself dates back to AD 600, and is cast an eye over for better or worse by its domineering castle, that belonged to the powerful northern barons of the Percy family, and whose descendants still live there today. Peaceful and situated in a lovely part of Britain, Alnwick is a haven now for tourists and residents alike. Maybe Billy was a tourist when he wrote his verses on going to see the king at Alnwick, featuring a fellow named Charlie. From records it is unlikely that these verses are from personal experiences, as he wasn't prone to over-drinking, so perhaps he was a lucky bystander in the sense that this poem followed. This is To See the King at Alnwick, written by William Bell. 'Twas in the month of fair July, the sun was shining in the sky, as Charlie and his mates did gan to see the king at Alnwick. As they were marching up the street, a kingly form they a did greet. The very man we came to meet, they joyfully cried at Alnwick. I am the king without a doubt, but dinna let the secret out, or else there will be a sicker shoot, as ne'er was heard in Alnwick. But gi'es a bit o' waggy a hand, how's are we on the borderland? Now you will hear the drinks to stand, since we have met at Alnwick. My lord, my liege, and faith we will. Now will ye take a glass o' gill, or just a drop for a reekie still, since we have met at Alnwick? It's prime, then cries the king. Now ye tell me a song one song, and then we'll dance the heel and fling, since we are met at Alnwick. Young Charlie stood with open mouth, and says no Edward quench your drouth. How are things looking far up south, when you left hame for Alnwick? The tatty crops are looking weel, the turnips are met in the dreel, there'll be nae scarcity o' meal, I prophesy at Alnwick. Now as to me ye has been kin, ye'll take a single glass o' mine, the very best of vintage wine, that ever was in Alnwick. He drew a bottle for his pooch, this is the best as I can vouch. Now take yourselves a good big slooch, and drink my health in Alnwick. Each fellow drained his sparkling glass. What after that there came to pass, they never knew, for alas, they senseless lay at Alnwick. But when the hour came to their cells, each purse was gone, each watch as well, and they were all locked in a cell within the town of Alnwick. And did a king they'd ever seen, nor had they looked on the queen, I doubt our friends mun have been green among the prigs at Alnwick. Now did they mournfully mourn and wail, nae friends had they to stay their bail. They're doing now a month in jail, all o'er their ploy at Alnwick. What fun there'll be when they come home, a word of this will ne'er do 'em name. I doubt they'll ne'er gan back again to see the king at Alnwick. That was To See the King at Alnwick, written by William Billy Bell on the 10th of July 1906. My name is Matthew Erskine. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.